Coach Travis Traphagen. Coach T, welcome.
How are you doing, buddy?
Good. I had a week off. I got to go home to Wyoming, and I'm back and ready.
Nice. We didn't really get much of a week off. We finally had instead of practicing all week, we got 4 games here this past week, so that was exciting. You know, I know our kids enjoy a lot more than playing than going to practice every single day. So it was a fun week for us.
Well, you were handed only your second loss of the year. First loss at the Stewart Center.
How come we got to talk about that one first?
Well, I got to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I do get paid for this. Not very much, Kevin. But just a bit of a rough start, it seemed like, for your girls. Came out not quite how they had most of the
Yeah, you know, I think probably the biggest thing just to state about that game was, you know, hey, you give credit where credit's due to a very good Nebraska Omaha team, but you know, our kids weren't very locked in early. You know, just following the scouting report, you know, a couple kids are 3-point shooters, and we don't know where they're at. And you know, hey, it's easy to talk about single plays in the game, but that was really important. You know, I think at the 5-minute mark, we were actually up 1 at that point, and they had one young lady really take over late. But hey, you know, those are games that you got to get better at. Again, I believe that we were, don't quote my stats, but I think we were like 10 out of 34, 10 of 33
10
from
of 35.
10 of 35 from the 3-point line. And here's a team that zones the whole game and had a lot of good looks. But again, the ball just didn't go in, and we were missing. You know, no excuses. Betsy Hildreth was not there, and for anybody who came out and watched us play last week or this past weekend, excuse me, you know, she was really, really good. So, you know, we learned from that game on Sunday and played a Dakota State team on Tuesday. Again, kind of started off pretty slow in that game too. End up still winning by close to 30, I think. So yeah, there's been some good things done here this week. But we got to get ready and get to Minot here. Go up to Canada on Friday and Saturday.
Might as well be Canada. Well, UNO only the second team all year that shot over 40% against you guys, which is an impressive number. As you talked about, that Dakota State game came out a little bit slow, but then went on a 21-3 run in the first half, at the end of the first half to close it out, and then really kind of blew them off the floor.
Yeah, you know, I think we actually started off down like 12-5 or 14-5, and it just really kind of came off, you know, really slow. And you know, I just thought, you know, one word I'd use is we just settled. You know, we came down, I think, probably out of our first 10 shots, 9 of them were threes, I think. You know, just off
1 for 10.
Yeah, it was 1 for 10, and in all honesty, I mean, those are shots we shoot, but I mean, kids just got to realize a little bit too when they're not going in to be able to have that turn balance and then make sure we get some inside-outside touches. But you know, once the ball kind of started going in, we got some stops, turned them over. You know, and the lead did balloon rather quickly, you know, to get up to 25 or so. But you know, we always talk about attitude and effort, you know, and there's no reason why, you know, starting a game that we just didn't bring more energy level. So again, we did turn around and have practice the next day at 6 in the morning, and not necessarily just to scream and yell at them, but we just had to try to find that level of accountability again.
Yeah.
You know, we got, you know, everything we did that morning for about an hour was just competition based. You know, if it's on the defensive end or rebounding, this, that. And I think it really helped us just to try to get a little bit of that moxie back, because I thought we were playing at a very, very high level before Christmas. You know, and since the Christmas break, we practiced so much and just haven't been playing great. And I think that really helped, because I thought we played very, very well here this weekend.
Well, one of the other things you saw in that Dakota State game was your bench really came out and performed well. Outscored Dakota State's bench 35-6. At one point, Maggie Malloy and Bailey Bauman in 4 minutes combined for 15 points and 4 offensive rebounds. Having a bench and having the depth that you guys have is really a luxury that you haven't had.
It really is, you know, and there's a lot of kids that I'm the first to admit that I probably need to play more minutes, you know, but you know, Maggie Malloy is one kid that just brings so much energy. You know, when she comes in, probably not the most prolific scorer that's on the floor, but boy, she brings so many things to the game. You know, every time that we get in, we always say it's only going to take her about 30 seconds before she gets an offensive rebound, and just brings energy. And we talk that term gets used a lot with coaches is, you know, my team played with energy tonight, or they didn't play with energy. You know, and we try to tell our kids it's not just baskets that makes you play hard. You know, there's lots of other plays, and Maggie sure brings that. And then Bailey Bauman really got it going. I think hit 5 threes. Am I correct by saying that? You know, just when she gets her feet set, I mean, she's as good as anybody in terms of knocking the ball down. And to be honest with you, we needed that. You know, we weren't necessarily shooting the ball unbelievably that well in that game, but she really came out, provided a great spark for us off the bench.
Well, Coach, one other thing I wanted to mention here, just about a minute and a half left. Betsy Hildreth became a member of the 1,000 Point Club. She's been around for 4 years and been an awfully good player here for, I mean, it seems like she's been around forever.
Yeah, you know, it's fun to talk about Betsy and Jamie Hofer, my first 2 recruits that I ever got being here, and you know, the 2 that stuck through it. You know, for the 4 years I've had a lot of recruits that haven't stuck through it. You know, either that's left, but you know, I was sure happy for Betsy. Came out, you know, for those who didn't know, she went to Jamaica for a week on a mission trip. Spent a week at an orphanage, and just kind of says the type of person she is. Comes back, and I kind of made the joke that I need to send her to Jamaica more often. I mean, because she came back and I think had 17 points in 10 minutes of play against School of Mines. It came out against Black Hills, and we're really hoping that she was going to get that 1,000 points at home so we can share that moment with her and her family. So yeah, it was a sure lot of fun to be able to share that with her. And then Jamie, she moved into the top 10 in the all-time scoring list for USF. So anybody who hadn't seen the paper today, they got a real nice write-up in the Argus Leader today. So, you know, they've really kind of got our program going in the right direction. A lot of credit goes to those 2.
Well, Coach, you're 12-2. You start back on the road.
Actually, Nick, I'm gonna say we're 13-2.
13-2.
We're 13-2.
Yeah. Math is not
math is not very strong for you. No.
But you go on the road here. You get 2 against Minot, then you get another chance to play UNO. Those Minot games, Coach Johnson talked about going up there into a big arena and playing somebody who will be in our conference next year. What are you looking for out of those 2 games?
You know, yeah, it's future conference opponents, and they're a good basketball team on the women's side. I mean, like I said, they present lots of matchups problems for us. You know, they actually start 6-2, 6-2, 6-1. And, you know, so most times people zone them just because they really try to pick whoever they think they have the best mismatch. So, you know, I've been watching a lot of films, not sure quite exactly how we're going to guard them. But again, they're not probably the most athletic team either, you know, and it's gonna be the same thing for them, you know, when we really spread the floor, you know, how are they gonna guard us as well? So, you know, we'll need to game plan a little bit, you know, to see how we want to guard some of their bigs, and we're gonna try to make it a track meet, and they're gonna try to slow it down. So I really think probably the biggest key is who's gonna be able to control the tempo of the basketball game.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on. Good luck. We'll talk to you probably next week.
I appreciate it.